Welcome to the TYT Sports.
Jason and Francis here with you.
It was way cooler in my head.
Been gone for a week, and this guy we just pick up right where we left off, like real friends. This is TYT Sports, part of Pluto. Francis over there, Jason over here. We got three deliciously juicy, wonderful, medium rare stories for you.
Oh my God, my mouth just watered.
Watering
Jesus.
for you. The first of which has to do with Team USA basketball, who, by the way, will be staying on a cruise ship because the Rio Olympics hotels are a disaster. We'll get into that in just a second. Because the big question is, would Team USA defeat Team World? Now, this smells like a what-if challenge, tastes like a what-if challenge, walks
You're
like a duck.
making me so hungry. Why do you keep doing this?
If it walks like a duck and it quacks like a duck, you know what it probably is?
A duck sandwich with shaved rib on top.
I guess. It would be a duck. So Team USA against Team World. Now, the answer is, well, cliffhanger. We'll tell you at the end. Let's get to the two graphics that I have so appropriately made for everybody, which includes, you all know who team is on Team USA, but what would make up Team World? According to uprocks.com, they put together the best point guards that are available right now. Goran Dragic, Slovenia, Ricky Rubio, Spain, Tony Parker from France. Then they classified the mid-court guys in a way as wings. Giannis Antetokounmpo, Greece, Andrew Wiggins
The Greek
from Canada,
freak.
Nicolas Batum from France, and Danilo Gallinari from Italy. And then the big men, the five big men that they offered. This is on the next card. Steven Adams from New Zealand, Serge Ibaka, Republic of Congo, but plays internationally from Spain. Rudy Gobert from France as well. France is a stacked team. Marc Gasol from Spain, also Al Horford from the Dominican Republic. Now, not a bad team whatsoever.
Not a bad team.
That I would say could probably beat 15 NBA teams easily. Handily, the Brooklyn Nets wouldn't stand a chance against Team World. I think the Milwaukee Bucks would have a problem against Team World. I think even teams as good as the Oklahoma City Thunder without Kevin Durant would have a problem with Team World. There's a team that definitely wouldn't, though. Team USA. Why is that, Francis?
I mean, for clip purposes, Jason, we do want to get into a discussion as to how they could beat them. And that would be if Zika took over the men's national team.
Oh, God.
The U.S. men's national team.
started
And
drinking
let's God
the
forbid
ocean
that
water.
doesn't happen. If they happen to drop out, let's say, another 20 of their players and had to go with the reserves. But let's be honest, right? I don't want to sit here and disregard this conversation because basketball, it is an interesting sport. Team chemistry can play a lot, but infrastructure. But the thing is a five-man sport. And when you have five of the most individually gifted players on the court at the same time, even without LeBron James and Steph Curry and the guys that have dropped out, the U.S. men's national team are still leaps and bounds ahead of their opponents. Now, the only way I can compare this to any other sport is U.S. women's soccer. This is how dominant they are. The U.S. women's soccer team, very similarly, they could drop out 6 or 7 of their star players, and I'm still confident they could go on and win gold because they're just so far ahead of their opponents. The sport is played prominently within their country. They're paid to play that sport. The National Basketball Association hasn't moved outside of the U.S. as far as it should have. I mean, it is still popular in Europe. We've got a lot more European players coming in, and I think that's a great thing. Maybe we have this conversation. I'd say we need to go at least 20 years from now before it's another strong conversation if we can keep making and cloning the Porzingises of the world. But at the moment, the US are just far superior to any of their opponents. It would be an interesting game. It would be a better game. I would tune in, actually, more so to watch this game if it happened at the Olympics than I would with the USA versus Brazil or the USA versus China because we've already got a very small inclination as to what it's going to look like. And it is a bloodbath. It is as red as the Chinese flag.
That's a good analogy. DeMar DeRozan's out here starting wars in general. First of all, the almost 360 dunk, I puked. And then I almost did it again when he just keeps throwing down these champs. We don't need World War III, DeMar. Calm down. Calm down. It's awesome, though. I give him a lot of credit. He's the best dunker on the team. A couple honorable mentions. Germany's Dennis Schroeder could play in the backcourt. Canada's Corey Joseph. Australia's Dante Exum. All guys who can play in the backcourt as well for Team World. And in that midcourt, if you want, I keep calling it midcourt. It's really the wings. Ben Simmons, young. Maybe he becomes a super talent, though. Luol Deng, some of the veterans, Manu Ginobili, Lifetime Achievement Award type of guy for a roster spot. However, we're talking about now. So in addition to all of it, how could they beat them? Well, you have to match Team USA in transition. That's extremely difficult. Even with the length of a Giannis Antetokounmpo, even at running the point, and the skill and fundamental basketball of the Gasol brothers in that situation, Steven Adams' prowess on defense, you would need to upset Team USA like Team USA upset the USSR, the Soviet Union, in the Miracle on Ice game. It's not that it's out of the question. These are all NBA players.
That's what makes sports great.
But here's the problem. Every player on Team USA roster in their positions is better than every player on the Team World roster.
Yep.
Yes, Kyle Lowry is a better point guard than Goran Dragic. Yes, Carmelo Anthony is a better small forward than Andrew Wiggins. Yes, DeAndre Jordan's a better center than Steven Adams. It would be so tough. I think it's the athleticism. International game's a different game. I do love how you can knock the ball off the rim, off like foul shots. They have a lot of that going on. But to me, it's the athleticism and the pace. I don't know how you match Team USA. So outside of I think the Team World, though, it's a 10-point game. I don't think this is 120 to 60.
No.
Because that's what's impressed me most about Team USA so far. I'm not sure if you picked up on this. It's not the offense. We know offensively they're going to outgun everybody, shoot better than everybody, dunk better than everybody. It's their defense.
Yeah, they're focused.
It's terrifying. They're holding teams to 12 points in a quarter.
I think they've got to set themselves goals. Like Coach K's probably told them, right? There's going to be times where you might lose concentration because you're up by 50. So you got to make sure that you can set yourself a goal of limiting teams to 12, 15 points a quarter, and therefore you're getting something out of it that you wouldn't get if you were just trying to do 360 dunks or shooting 45-foot three-pointers like Klay Thompson did successfully. Either way, what I did want to state is that maybe one what-if scenario is if, Popovich is watching the election, doesn't like Trump as much, I'm hoping, and decides Trump's in charge. He's like, I don't want to be part of the USA anymore. I'm going to go and coach Team World. And you get Greg Popovich coaching Team World in order to play against Team USA with a good coach, a good system. Maybe it closes into 3-4 points. Maybe you get someone like Dragic draining a 45-foot three-pointer, and all of a sudden, bang, history's made in our what-if alternative universe. But at this moment, Jason, we can safely assume that they would not win.
The only way I can see it is if Andrew Wiggins becomes a prolific scoring title winner over and over and over again. This is a couple of years from now. And
Ben Simmons becomes a LeBron.
And just those two
plays with
mesh together so well that you can't stop that scoring duo. Maybe soon. I do think the talent pool of Team World is going to only get better.
Yeah.
I think as the game, and they're going to be playing, which I think is such a smart move by Adam Silver, commissioner of the NBA. They're starting to play games overseas now, NBA games overseas. They're sending the Pacers over there, which is great. You have a Paul George, a top 10 player in the league, to showcase there. That is awesome.